Hello everybody, it's Fufu here, and today I'm going to be doing a bit more speculation about UBs, the new Ultra Beasts that were recently announced. I've already talked about UB Burst, one that I really like and I'm very excited about, and today we've got UB Assembly, which is also very cool. So I'm just going to do a bit of my first impressions about it, and then go into some speculation. We don't have much evidence to go on, but I'm going to see what we can try and pull out of what we already have and what we know already. So, in terms of the first impressions, it's a massive tower that just fell out of the sky from a wormhole. Oh my lord, I'm so glad. Well, let's just say I wouldn't want to be under there. That looks terrifying. Can you imagine if a tower just dropped out of the sky? I love that all the bricks look like separate beings that have just decided to stick together, and that they can like switch it around and open their eyes at different times, which I think is really cool. And also, this UB has a great cry too. Like, I spoke about this in the UB Burst. I think UB Burst's cry is amazing. This one is really cool too. All the Ultra Beasts have really awesome cries. Like, that's something I definitely felt when playing through Sun and Moon. You start the battle and you really feel it when you go into it because their cries are awesome. And again, I think this style for UB Assembly suits the whole Ultra Beasts not being quite of this world and just being a bit different, because it doesn't really match any of the Pokemon designs that have gone before, so I think that's really cool and I like the continuity there. I've seen a lot of people making jokes about Trump's wall, and it's and because we've got Gumshoos as well, there's a lot of like Trump allusions there. I don't know, I don't really see it. But we also do think that this looks like the Legend of Zelda Guardians from Breath of the Wild, which is really cool. It's just really neat and a really cool design, although it does look unique in its own way too. Unfortunately, we don't see it using a signature move like we saw UB Burst, but we do see it using Iron Defense, which is kind of cool, but it's not so exciting. So in terms of the speculation, typing wise, I would almost definitely say it's rock type because it's bricks, and bricks tend to be rocks. So I would say it's almost definitely rock type, but here we could also see steel type. They could be metal bricks for all we know, but I think it definitely looks more like rock. In terms of secondary typing, we could potentially see steel as secondary typing. That wouldn't be too exciting because we've seen rock steel a few times with like Probopass, with Bastiodon, with the Aggron family. So it would be nice to see something a little bit different. Talking about something a little bit different, maybe a secondary typing of Ghost, because Rock Ghost is a typing that we have yet to see, so it would be a nice new signature typing, and it would be pretty cool, I think. It makes sense with the eyes being able to open on each side. They're like spectral eyes opening. I think that would be pretty cool and would make sense. Instead, maybe we could see Dark. We've got Tyranitar, but Rock Dark is actually really good typing, so it might be nice to see that. And also potentially Ground, because Rock and Ground are common things to be seen together, but that wouldn't be too interesting either. And also, it could be a really weird ass bug with those legs. I don't know. I mean, Ultra Beasts, I've seen stranger things. Nihilego is rock poison, which is a bit strange, so who knows what this could be. In terms of the ability, probably going to be Beast Boost. I mean, we don't really have to cover that. It's an Ultra Beast. That's probably what it's going to have. So let's move on to potential stats, which is always hard to speculate here because we really don't have much to go on. Apart from that, we know that Ultra Beasts that have gone before have all had a base stat total of 570, and we usually see a little bit of min-maxing, so some stats very high and some stats very low. So I think with this Pokemon, I would anticipate it to have tons of defense and probably a high special defense too. It just looks really hard to take down. But I could be completely wrong. It could be really frail, but I somehow doubt that. And I think it would probably be more likely to be a physical attacker because it would be so easy to just slam down one of its legs and do a ton of damage. But equally, with all those eyes, maybe it's a really good special attacker. They can all focus their energy into a beam or something like that. So it could well be a physical or a special attacker or a bit of both. It also could be really slow because it looks really heavy and big, but it does have quite long legs, and I think I could imagine myself being terrified when a big tower thing with long legs is like striding towards you really quickly. If you've ever seen Howl's Moving Castle, think that going at full speed. Okay, so in terms of the speculation, these are the stats that I've come up with. Again, Ultra Beasts all have base stats that are prime numbers, something that not everyone knows, but it is true, look it up. So what I've gone for here is the HP stat at 83. I think that's a decent HP stat, but not super high. The high stats that we've got are defense, which is very high, and then special defense, which is also pretty high. And with that decent HP stat, you'd have a very bulky Pokemon. The thing with this stat distribution is it doesn't go so well with Beast Boost because you would always get that defense boost, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if you are a wall, but it's sometimes nice to have a bit more kind of variability in your stats so that you can make one higher than the other and then get that beast boost instead. But you'd always get defense with this. I can't see its defense not being incredibly high though. I just think that that is a given. It is going to have very high defense. And then in terms of the attacking stats, I've gone with more physical attack than special attack, but as I said, that could be very wrong. They both could be lower, or we could see a more even distribution, or we could even see a higher special attack, as maybe it isn't able to move so much, so its attack is quite low because it can't swing its legs around. And then with the speed, I've gone quite low because I didn't have many points left to invest. Again, as I said, that could be a lot more average or maybe even fast. Who knows? Ultra Beasts are weird. So that's my speculation. Please let me know what you think about this stat spread, because it could be completely wrong. And if you think that I've given way too much in one thing and not enough in another, let me know, because I want this to be a discussion. So with this stat distribution, a good defensive typing you quite like. I think Rock Ghost would be quite nice. Rock Ghost does have quite a lot of weaknesses though, unfortunately. But I think with these stats, it would be able to take super effective hits, so that could be quite cool. And in terms of potential moves, it's really hard to say. Maybe some entry hazards. It would be nice to see Stealth Rock. Maybe it could throw a few of its own bricks out there to hit the opponent as they switch in and out. But one thing that I would really like to see is maybe Recovery. I mean, it's a tower with like blocks that seem to have a mind of their own. They've got their own eyes, so maybe they can then rebuild themselves once they're damaged. And we haven't seen an Ultra Beast with Recover yet as a move, so I think Recover would be a really nice one for this. We've seen like Roost on certain ones, but I think Recover would be a really nice move for this Ultra Beast to have, especially if it can get those beast boosts in the defenses, and then you'd have a really bulky Pokemon to deal with. So this was just a bit of fun. I love speculating and I love having this discussion with you. So let me know in the comment section what you think, what typing you think this Ultra Beast would be, what moves you think it might get, and also the stat distribution if you think I'm completely wrong, or if you think that I might be a little bit right. That would be cool to hear. So now I've talked about both of the Ultra Beasts we've just seen. I'm very excited about them, and I really am excited to hear about more potential Ultra Beasts. I'm still holding out hope for Alolan forms, although I think that it's gone quite a long time and we haven't heard anything, but I would love to see some Alolan forms. But as I say, just let me know what you think, and that's going to be all for today. Thank you very much for watching. I've been foofootoo, you've been awesome, and hopefully see you next time. Goodbye.